Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So, Friday was a pretty big sell-off, and we have had a substantial gap up from the close to there. It was almost a 1% move in the market, just in the gap. We're kind of just hovering around this area at the moment. I suspect we're going to be fairly volatile for most of the day, or most of the week, and for the trend to continue to the downside, I would want to see a rejection of this area here. So that's 35,461. If we start moving down through the time frames, you'll see on the 3-hour move is over pretty much on the 3-hour. You can see a grouping and a crossover of our oscillators at the moment, starting to head above the 20. I would expect some kind of a bit of a stronger move to the upside. Now we've got this weekly gap here, so we've got the daily gap there, and then we've got a weekly opening gap here. The weekly opening gap has typically closed more often than not in the same week that it is formed. Very rare that it actually slips to the second week, but these weekly gaps are often targeted. So I have a little bit of caution at the moment. I just want to get back to the 8-hour because there is a little bit of structure here on the 8-hour which we need to pay attention to. Not exact, but you can see all these tails here. You can see tails there, you can see tails there. And if you just go to the left, you'll see what I'm talking about. Lots of structure here at this level, and we never really got there. So that would be 34,500. So 34,520. That is where the structure is at the moment. This level here is not really any structure if you look to the left. I can actually just delete that one. So that's the area there to the downside, and this is a structure to the upside. If you look to the left, you can see a little bit of a zone. There it is there. Okay, so get back down to the hour. That's what we want to be trading. And if you look at the oscillators, we've had this massive gap up. We're just in no man's land at the moment. I would suspect that we're going to come back and close this gap. I would prefer it off something up here. So 35,500, 36, 35,500 area. That is what I would expect price to get to, and then reject that and come back and close the gap. If we can form a double bottom, that would give me confidence that we are actually potentially going to move to the upside again. But sorry, I'm switching between the higher time frames and the lower time frames. But just to show you one other thing here, is we are pretty much sideways. If you look at that, and that's the daily. I mean, that is a potential exhaustion bar, or is it a massive, the start of a bigger sell-off? So yeah, it's kind of a difficult one, but this is the level that I'd be paying attention to for continuation to the upside. That's 34,500, and then 35,500 is the rejection to the downside. So that would give us a bigger range if you look at it on the daily. So that's kind of my view at the moment. It's really sit on hands until we see some structure. I'm not really interested in just jumping in short. If I'm going to go short, it's going to be off structure. There is no structure here. And if I'm going to be long, it's going to be off structure, and there's no structure here. The closest bit of structure is down here at 34,500. So yeah, it's kind of wait and see Monday for the Dow Jones for me at the moment. We will wait for the structure and then see which direction we need to hop in on this one. But I suspect it's going to be volatile. There's so much noise at the moment about this new strain of the COVID virus that nobody really knows what's going on. So that will overflow into the markets as well. Anyway, hope it helps you somewhat, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.